Well, good afternoon, SLAE family. I am thrilled to be back for part two of our New Year's resolution and being a better you for 2023. And we have a very special guest. I'm jealous. She's tuning in from Florida. Not fair, but please welcome Kiley Williams. Kiley, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be back on. This is so fun.
Yeah, this is awesome. Some of you may have seen Kiley, I guess it was a year ago or so that you were in here, and we were talking about fitness and nutrition. But right now, at this time of year, we see people make a lot of New Year's resolutions. For those of you who were here last week, we had a professional organizer, and she was talking about, getting our home and our work life organized and getting rid of the excess that we all have, et cetera. We all want to do that. Everybody wants to make more money. Everybody wants to exercise and eat better. And we all have a laundry list of things. But Kiley is going to help us. Kiley is a soccer player and a professional coach and trainer as well. She works with vegan fitness. So maybe you want to take a second and tell them all the things that you're doing in the fitness and nutrition world.
Yeah, so currently I am a certified personal trainer and health coach. I have not a degree, I guess you wouldn't call it that, but like a certificate in fitness nutrition. I am a pre and postnatal certified exercise specialist. So I do that. And I am a professional indoor soccer player. So that's always fun. But yeah, so currently working for Vegan Fitness, and we just launched Vegan Fitness Academy a few months ago, and so now we've taken what I talked about a year ago as far as our challenges go, and if we have extended it and really upped the accountability for our clients and just made that personal time between coach and client just that much more. So.
And you're the proud mom of two incredibly cute kids.
Yes, and on top of all of that, I am a mother of two very young kids, a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. So,
And they're as cute as can be. So one of the reasons that there's so many reasons I want to have you here, but one of the common things that we all do is we make these grandiose, fantastic, enormous New Year's resolutions. And they're usually pretty extreme, and that makes it harder for them to maintain. I'm sure you see that all the time.
Yes, yeah, I do. It's a very common thing within this time, especially like January. And then if we don't really get started in January, we're like, okay, into February, we do make these very large goals and we have all of the best intentions, but they don't always work out. So it's one of those things where, as a coach, I help people take a step back and look at the bigger picture. And when we look at the bigger picture, we then break it down into smaller goals. And we're like, hey, let's maybe take this piece of the goal and we're going to break it up by week. We're going to break it up by month, maybe. And we start working at it towards at that sort of point of view.
Yeah, it's kind of like a double whammy this time of year. There's all the guilt from the things that we didn't do and shouldn't have had to eat during the holidays. And then there's the new resolution. So what happens is people will make these resolutions that are really extreme and unrealistic, and then they fall off. And what you're great about is just that, breaking it down and giving people small pieces.
Yeah, it like I said, like it's one of those things where people have the best of intentions when they are making these New Year goals. However, a lot of times they are rooted in shame, feeling like guilty about eating a certain way or eating too much at any point at one time. And then we think, oh my gosh, like I didn't follow through on my workouts with last year. Like I had a workout goal. I was going to do, X for X amount of days and we didn't follow through on it. So now we're like, okay, this is my year. I'm going to do it. And we just start piling it all on. We'll pile the workouts on top of the nutrition, on top of the meditation, on top of the journaling. And it's like, okay, just take a step back. Like, let's create a morning routine that feels doable for you. So what does that look like? Maybe we wake up 10 to 15 minutes earlier than we have, because though that can be really difficult for some people, it's usually not too much time that people are like, no, I absolutely just like cannot do that. So like when people start talking to me about having all of these different goals, that's what we'll do. We'll ask them what their day is from the time that they wake up to the time that they go to bed, and then we start planning from there. And then we take a look at, a week basis and then a month basis, and then we start planning the goals from there, because the last thing that we want is for people to have a very black and white sort of point of view on it. Like we don't want them to be like, it's all or nothing. There has to be a middle ground for people.
It's funny you said that because I had a friend years ago and she decided that they were done. They were going to change the thing. So she went through the whole refrigerator, the pantry, and everything on New Year's Day, took out all the junk food. I thought she was going to end up in divorce court. Her husband was ticked off. The kids were like, "What's wrong with you, Mom?" And it was just not a good way to go. And I was laughing with her. This is such a long time ago. And I said, maybe just get rid of like one thing. Maybe go, okay, no more of this one item or just one thing we're not going to eat after this time. Like maybe you could ease your family in a little bit. So of course it was like 3 weeks and the whole thing went crashing and burning. And that's what we want to help people with today by having you here.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm excited to talk about this because I am to this day still speaking with my clients about it. For those that had signed up in August, like it was mainly past challenge members, so it wasn't really any trouble for them. But once we opened it up to the public and people that were coming into vegan fitness that maybe never had actually done a vegan diet before, so that in and of itself is just like a massive change. Like you are, like overhauling your entire life, getting rid of every, lifestyle, I don't even know what you would call it, like habit that you had. You're like, okay, I'm going to change this. So when people come in with goals like that, we focus on the fact that they need to, not that they need to, but they want to change both their eating habits and their workout habits. And I ask them, okay, what's most doable to you at first? Normally, it is the workout portion of it. They say, I can commit myself to 3 days a week to work out. And I say, great. As far as the food goes, we can take out, and speaking of like past meat eaters, I say, okay, like let's just change one meal for the week. You want to meal prep and stuff like that, but that also takes a lot of time. So you have to understand how much time does each thing take within each day and each week. And so we identify these things and then we identify what they can commit to first, which I said is normally working out. So we plan that out for them by the week and we say, okay, we're going to hit these 3 days this week. And then maybe one meal a day is, completely plant-based. When we get into the habit of doing that, which can take about 2 weeks, then we start to add in more plant-based meals. And then from there, maybe we're meal prepping a little bit more. And we're just building these little stepping stones for ourselves to make sure that we're hitting goals, because how good does it feel when you hit small goals, right? Like when it comes to goal setting, like that's the big thing, is like there is an overarching goal and like you have that end goal in sight, but there's steps that you need to take to get there. So that's where coming in and breaking things down into small little wins that you can hit that keep you motivated, because that's the other piece to it. We need to be motivated, we need to be disciplined, and you're not going to do that if you constantly feel like you're failing.
Absolutely. If you go for everything and then you do nothing, it doesn't work too well. And what you said is a great point. Like someone could go, I want to eat better. So every morning, instead of driving through whatever place, I'm just going to make a smoothie. You throw everything in the blender, you put a lid on it, you take it in the car when you're going to work. I mean, there's little things that people can do. One of the things, though, I'm excited about, Kiley, is last time you were here, you were talking about a really intense, awesome program, which I've done. And I know some other people in SLAE are in here have done it too. And it's like a nutrition program and a workout program. And I had a few people who said to me, that's awesome, but that's terrifying. Like they don't want a trainer. They don't want to have to like take pictures of them. They're like, oh, heck no. So you are about to launch something which will allow people access to workouts from home and meal plans from home. And they don't have to have fancy schmancy gym equipment or know how to cook anything big, correct?
Nope. Yeah. So what we are about to launch is it's our vegan fitness platform. So it's a month-to-month based subscription. And what you will receive is you'll like put in all your stats, and we then provide you personalized macros based off of those stats. And then we also give you meal plans based off of those macros. And within each meal plan by the day. So like that's the other thing, because people will be like, oh, like a coach gave me macros and calories and stuff like that, but then I have to figure out how to like enter it in and like figure out how much of what to cook, and I just don't know how to do that. Well, What we do is we provide you meals and we provide you every ingredient that you need within that meal and then the exact weight of it. So kind of
Mm.
takes the guesswork out of it. And then within your check-in, you can send in progress photos, you can send in measurements, but you don't have to. And it'll be a monthly check-in. So it's a little bit more hands-off, but the coaching is there because there's always 24/7 email access to coaches where you can email us anytime and we're there to, help you and basically hold your hand, because that's the thing. A lot of people, like, they become intimidated when,
Mhm.
thinking of a personal trainer and thinking of a coach, thinking that it's just going to be like, oh, you didn't do this. Like, I told you to do this and you didn't do it. It's like, we're not here to shame you. We're here to help you. And so that's like why we will reach out to our clients if we've noticed they've not checked in. And like, we'll, even on the subscription plan, like we'll be in constant contact with them, just making sure that they're following through and keeping them in line with their goals.
So that way, if somebody goes, okay, I'm not going to work out every day, I'm not going to do this, but they could go, all right, there's a bunch of workouts and I can do 2 of these and it's in their house and they
Yeah.
just need like a couple dumbbells. So they don't have to have big equipment or anything, right?
Yeah, no, sorry, I forgot to touch on that.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
a very cool thing. So you can do it from the gym, but the great thing is that you can also do it from the home. We have 3-day, 3 and 5 day programs that are from home. And the only thing you would really need is like maybe a bench or a sturdy surface. You could use like a coffee table and then just dumbbells. And that's literally all you need. A lot of the workouts are dumbbell based or body weight. You can even like sub in bands with it if people prefer bands. And I've worked with plenty of clients on, taking out certain exercises and adding in bands.
Mm.
So yeah, and that's kind of the cool thing too, is because when we're setting these goals and we have these New Year's resolutions and we're thinking, okay, I want to do this, but at the same time, I have maybe a little bit of gym anxiety. I'm a little bit shy. I don't want people to see me until I feel confident enough to step into the gym. We help them bridge that gap. It's like, okay, here's a workout program you can do from home. Get used to the movements, get comfortable with the weights, knowing what
Mm.
feels good for you. And then once you're ready, you can jump into the gym.
That's awesome. So they can get bands or dumbbells at Target or on Amazon or anything like that. And
Yeah.
then, if they're not ready, like you said, some people are intimidated by the gym. Some people just don't have time to go to the gym. They're running around, they're single parents. So, but if they can get up or do something at the end of the day, and I think some of the workouts are kind of short, like some of them are around a half an hour. So they're not really big
They're
commitments.
not, yeah, no, it's not a huge time commitment. I think the longest in a workout might take for the home program is about an hour, maybe an hour and 15, like from start to finish with like stretching and stuff like that. But yeah, it's not a huge time commitment because as a mom, like I try to take that into account when we're like planning the programs and stuff. It's like, okay, who might be doing these workouts from home? People that have crazy work schedules and parents. So,
Mhm.
and I understand that people that are neither parents nor have a crazy work schedule might have gym anxiety, so they want to do it from home. But when we also have that little bit of gym anxiety, we're like, we don't want to be doing something that we're not comfortable with for too long at all. So how can I get a quick workout in that's also effective?
And it saves you the time of driving back and forth and all that stuff too, if you could do it out of your house. And the other thing I'll share, because I've been using the other program, I was one of those crazy people who went in, but I've been working my way up to having that. So don't think I started day one and just went extreme like we're talking about. But one of the things that was so neat is that there's the meals are all plant-based. So someone can do all of them or they can go in and out of them. But there were some things that I've made that my son even liked. And, some of the smoothies, there's this chocolate smoothie with banana and all the stuff. Oh my God, that thing is so good. My son inhaled that thing. So there's stuff that you can have as a family. Maybe if you're all running out the door, you're trying to get your kids out the door instead of, eating a box of cereal that has God knows what in it.
Yeah. No, that's so true. Because a lot of times also like, and it's nothing against meat eaters at all. Like truly, I understand everyone is on their own journey and they're at where they're at. But like a lot of times meal plans can just be like chicken, rice, and broccoli. And it's like we really pride ourselves in putting like a lot of colorful vegetables in there and like a lot of fruits and stuff like that and things that like, nature's candy, like berries. And like we want that like cacao powder so that we get that chocolate in there and stuff like that. So it's really good It's really good for kids to eat, and it's not hard. And you're like, okay, like I'm getting an abundance of these vitamins and minerals and nutrients, and like it's not hard. And I've meal prepped, and I just feel really good about myself. So there's layers to it. And as you are going through the program and you're hitting these goals and you're meal prepping and you're loving the food and you're getting stronger, you're like, oh my God, this feels so good. I'm so glad that I made these resolutions.
It's really awesome. I like what you said about nature's candy. That's so true.
Yeah,
So
yes.
I'm the only one in my house that is fully plant-based. My husband is getting closer slowly and slowly. And my son, if he likes it, he'll eat it. He doesn't care if it's plant-based or not plant-based. I mean, honestly. So it is a really neat thing to be able to do. And if you have kids, some of the things are fun to make. You throw, like I said, the smoothies, you throw them in a blender. It's not a lot of cooking. I mean, there's regular full meals you can make, but it's a neat way to involve and educate your children about nutrition too.
Yeah, honestly, like even I follow a lot of the meals out of my own meal plan on Vegan Fitness. And like my kids, at first they were kind of like intimidated by whatever I was eating, but they're still really young. And then as they're eating it, they're being taught, like, okay, mom's eating a certain way, we're going to eat a certain way. And so it just kind of passes that along down the lines, where you're not having to worry about things that they might want to be eating or might be given in a classroom and stuff like that. Like, that you're doing the best that you can for your
Yes.
children, and they're getting in that fiber and those vitamins and minerals and stuff like that. So
The stuff they feed our kids at school is disgusting. And it's not a meat eating, not meat eating thing. It's just all like so processed and greasy and
process. Yeah.
ugh. So let's talk about that. If people are interested in having a homework or having some meal plan access, I think there's like 75 meals or something in there. There's a lot of meals, aren't there?
There's quite a lot of meals, yeah. And then there's actually a recipe database as well that's not matched to each person's macros, but it is there for people if they want to cook for their family, or they just want to kind of try a new meal or like have inspiration. Yeah, there's a
Fun.
bunch of meals in there that we keep adding as well.
And it's month to month. So someone could try it for a month. And then if they don't like it, they're not stuck in
Yeah.
some subscription.
Nope. Yeah. So it's just like it's a month to month subscription. So if you want, you can cancel at any time. Like there's no like you have to lock in for a minimum of 3 months or anything like that.
It's so awesome. And it's coming out next week, correct?
It is coming out next week. Yeah, that we're
Yeah.
hoping that is the launch date. It should be it. And like everything is basically good to go. I think some of my bosses are just like working on tidying up a couple of things.
So we'll pop the link in here so people want to access it, they can. And are you okay? Because I was actually shocked at how inexpensive it is. Are you okay if we share that here?
So actually I'm not 100% sure what the
Okay,
price point is yet, but I do know it will be significantly cheaper. I think the
really
price
inexpensive.
point, yeah, might be around like $50, something like that.
Yeah, that's what they said, around $50. I'm like, if you go to the gym and you work out with a trainer for an hour, it's going to cost you $50. And
Yeah.
this gives you a month of workouts, meal plans, all customized for your height, weight, body. I'm like, for $50, give or take a few bucks, that's astonishing. I mean, it honestly is.
Yeah, when I was a personal trainer at a gym, for one session with me, one 20-minute session with me a week, it ran about 150 per month. So, and that's all I
Yeah.
did with them was meet them once a week for 20 minutes, where this it is a full month. You're getting your macros, your meal plans, your workout program, your email access to us coaches, you're getting a recipe database, all of that stuff.
It's really exciting. And for all of you watching, I've actually been doing this for quite a while. I'm on the crazy one where I've got a trainer and I'm, going all nuts, but I've been eating the food, I've been doing the workouts, and it is astonishing. It is really neat. And if there's an exercise, you can click a little button and it'll show you someone doing the exercise so that you can see that you're holding your body correctly and you're doing it. It's a heck of a program. So Kiley, thanks. I'm really hoping that this will encourage a few people who maybe want to make some baby steps and can do it in the safety and privacy of their home to take advantage of what you guys are offering.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, I hope so. I hope that a lot of people at least check it out, because it is very exciting. Like we got into the basics of, like what we provide, but there are so many cool details, like being able to click on the exercise and see a person doing it. You get like written instructions and stuff. So yeah, there's a ton of stuff out there that like we just can't even get into because there's so much. So
It's awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
And hopefully you all can check this out. We'll put the link in. It goes live sometime next week. We'll make a post or let you know when it goes live, and you can take a look at it and check the whole thing out and see if it's something that you want to tinker with to be your best you in 2023. And so we'll see you all live next week. Thanks so much for being here, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.